morning, all of you. I hope all of you are fine there. My name is Sneha Singh. I am your maths teacher from Vidya Bal Bhavan Senior Secondary School. Today, we are going to study a topic which is an important topic, division algorithm. Division algorithm itself consists of word division. That means you should know about how to divide the numbers first. I hope all of you know how to divide the numbers. The division process requires the knowledge of some of the terms related to it. So let's just start with those terms. I have made a column so that you can understand it very well. These are the terms. First, divisor. Divisor is the number which divides the given number. Divisor is a number which divides the given number. And dividend is the number which is being divided. The entire division process, the result of entire division process is called quotient. And at the end, the number left, and in the entire division process, the number left at the end is called remainder. These are the four terms. First is the divisor. The number which divides the given number is called divisor. The number which is being divided is called dividend. The result of the entire division process is called quotient. And the number left at the end of the division process is called remainder. Now you are clear with all the terms related to it. Let's just understand it with an example. Like I have written 13 divided by 4. Here 13 is being divided by 4. So 13 is the dividend and 4 is the divisor. Let's do the division first. 13 is the dividend written inside the column and 4 is the divisor written here. 4 3s are 12. We are left with 13 minus 12, 1. So here dividend is 13. Divisor is 4. Quotient is, the result of this division is 3. And at the end, there is 1 left at the end. This 1 is the remainder. Remainder here is 1. Now, just look for these 4 terms and these 4 numbers. Can you find a pattern did you observe any pattern in these 4 terms? What is the pattern here? Look, if you will multiply 4 with the 3, like divisor with the quotient, and then add 1, you will get the dividend. If you will multiply the divisor with the quotient, 4 multiply 3 is 12, and then add the remainder. 12 plus 1 is 13, and 13 is what? 13 is the dividend. It is given here. So, this proper observation you have made from this 4 terms is called the division algorithm. That is, division algorithm is, from this observation we have seen that divisor multiplied by quotient plus remainder gives you 13, and that is equals to dividend. So, this is basically the division algorithm. What it is? Divisor multiplied quotient plus remainder is equals to dividend. So, algorithm, what we have, we got the algorithm? We got the algorithm as that divisor multiply quotient plus remainder is equals to the dividend. This is our division algorithm. Always when you will perform any of the division, the divisor multiplied with the question plus remainder gives all the time will gives you the dividend. This is the division algorithm. I hope you understand this division algorithm. Okay. So let's understand this division algorithm with one of the example written here, that is example number 14. Divide 75 by 6. First you need to divide 75 by 6 and verify the result by algorithm, and then you have to verify the division you have done by the division algorithm. That means you need to verify that product of divisor and question plus remainder is coming equals to the dividend. So let's start with the division. First we will divide 75. First we will divide 75 by 6. You know how to divide the number? We will divide it first. 6 ones are 6. 1. Write down the next digit downwards. 5. 6 2s are 12. 5 minus 2, we are left with 3. 3 is the remainder. So 6 is the divisor, 12 is the question, and 3 is the remainder. This is what we have done. We have done the division of 75 and 6. We have done it. Now we need to check our answer. We need to check this division if it is right or wrong. For that we will use the division algorithm, that is divisor multiply question plus remainder. When we will solve this, the answer should be equal to dividend. If it will come equal to dividend, it will be verified, otherwise it will not be verified or your division is wrong. So let's verify, let's check our answer. Let's check our answer. We will just multiply the divisor with the question and then add the remainder to the product. And we'll check if this simplification will come equals to the dividend, that is 75. Okay. So what is our divisor? Our divisor is 6. Multiply. What is our question? Question is 12. And what is our remainder? Our remainder is 3 plus 3. Now solve it. 12 multiplied 6 is 72 plus 3, that is equals to 75. 75. That is the dividend. You can see here dividend. So our product of divisor and question and the sum of remainder is coming equals to 75, that is equals to the dividend. So this 75 is equals to the dividend. Hence it is verified. Hence the division is verified. Hence the division we have done here is verified. I hope you understood this question. So another example related to division algorithm is example 15, that says find the smallest 4-digit number exactly divisible by 35. Here in this question you need to tell the smallest 4-digit number which is exactly completely divisible by 35. That means it will leave no remainder when divided by 35, or it will be 0. The remainder will be 0 when divided by 35. So what is the smallest 4-digit number? 1000. 1000 is the smallest 4-digit number. But 1000, will it be divisible by 35? Will it be completely divisible by 35? No. Let's check. Let's check. Will 1000 be exactly divisible by 35? For that, divide 1000 That is what? That is the smallest 4-digit number. That is the smallest 4-digit number. First we will write smallest 4-digit number is 1000. Now we are checking if the smallest 4-digit number is divisible by 35. For that, divide 1000 by 35. We are dividing it. For dividing 35 multiplied 2 is 70. Subtracting, we get 30 over here. Write the next 0 below. 35 8 times comes 280. Subtracting, we get the remainder 20. Okay. So 1000 is not completely divisible by 35 as 20 is coming the remainder. If, just think of it, if this 20 was not present here, if this 20 is not here, then this number will be completely divisible by 35. This 20 is extra. If it will be 0, then the given number will be exactly divisible by 35. So first we will subtract this extra 20 from the dividend. Okay. For the next step is we are subtracting this extra number from the dividend. That means 1000 minus 20. That gives us 980. That means if this number was 980, which is 20 less than the 1000, it will be completely divisible by 35. 980 will be completely divisible by 35. But the problem is 980 is 3-digit number and the question is asking for a smallest 4-digit number. So 980 is 3-digit number. So what? 980, the next multiple of 35 after 980. What it will be? How will you find the next multiple of 35 after 980? We will add 35 in it. If 980 is divisible by 35 and we will add 35 in 980, the next number will also be divisible by 35 as we do the multiplication is the repeated addition. So we will write 980 is 3-digit number. 980 is 3-digit number. But we want a 4-digit number. So next multiple of 35 after 980 will be 980 plus 35. Add them. 980 plus 35, add them, it is 1050. When we added this 980 with 35, we get the answer 1015. Now, as 980 was divisible, 35 was divisible by 35. So their sum 1015 will also be divisible by 35. And of course, it is also a 4-digit number. So our required number is, our answer is 1050. We can actually get a formula for that. How to find the smallest numbers exactly divisible by any of the number. That what we have done, we have subtracted remainder from the dividend. We have subtracted remainder from the dividend and then added divisor. Yes or no? Right? So note we can write here how we can find the required number. We can find the required number can find the required number in these type of question by subtracting remainder from the dividend minus remainder plus the divisor. This is how we can find the required number in these type of questions. I hope this question is clear to all of you. It is very simple. Smallest 4-digit number you have to find which is divisible by 35. So first we find it that smallest 4-digit number is 1000, but 1000 is not completely divisible by 35. 20 is the remainder. When we divide 1000 by 35, we get 20 as the remainder. This 20 is extra. So we have subtracted, because this 20 is extra, we have subtracted 20 from the given dividend, that is 980. Now 980 is completely divisible, but it is not the 4-digit number. We want 4-digit number. So next multiple of 35 after 980, we can get it by adding the divisor, by adding 35 to it, that is 1050. Now let us do some questions from the exercise 2.2, from innings 2.2. Question number 8, that is, Ravina learns Bharatnatyam at an academy. Ravina is a student. She is learning Bharatnatyam at an academy, and also she is playing badminton in a sports complex. Ravina is a student. She is doing two activities: Bharatnatyam dance classes and badminton coaching in a sports complex. Okay, so she have to pay the monthly fees for both of the activities. So she pays 4,500 rupees per month for her dance classes and 1,750 rupees per month for her badminton coaching. Like she is paying 4,500 for Bharatnatyam dance classes and 1,750 rupees per month for the badminton coaching. Okay. Now find her total expenditure on the two. The question is asking that tell the total money she is spending on the two activities for 1 year. This fees of badminton and this fees of the Bharatnatyam dance classes is given per month fees. But the question is asking for the fees or the total expenditure done by her on the two activities for 1 year. That means 1 year has 12 months. If she is paying 1,750 rupees per month for the badminton coaching, so and the question is asking for the year, we have to multiply it by 12 to find the total fees she is giving for the badminton coaching. Okay, so let's start with the solution. Fees she is giving for the dance classes. Monthly fees for dance classes. Monthly fees for dance classes is rupees 4,500, and monthly fees for the badminton coaching, monthly fees for badminton coaching she is giving rupees 1,750. Now what is the total money she is giving for both the activities in a month? We will find that the total expenditure she is doing in both the activities in 1 month. So find it out. What we will do? We will add these two numbers. We will add these two amounts. Like for a month she is paying this for dance classes and this for badminton coaching. So total expenditure on the two activities in a month. We will add these two numbers. Total expenditure of the month. Of a month, in 1 month. We will add these two numbers. Add 4,500 and 1,750. Answer is 6,250 rupees. This much money she is paying for both the activities in 1 month. Now it is about the 1 month. The question is asking for 1 year. 1 year has 12 months. So we will multiply. What we will do? If she is paying this 6,250 rupees for 1 month, what amount she will pay for 12 months? We will multiply these two numbers. We will multiply 6,250 with 12. So do it. Total expenditure of 1 year, that is equals to 12 months. What we will do? We will multiply the numbers. Multiply it. Multiply 6250 with 12. Multiply these two numbers. After multiplying, the product of these two numbers will give you the amount she is paying for both the activities in 2 years. Multiply it. Answer will be 75,000 rupees. I hope the question is clear to all of you. This is very simple that Ravina is doing 2 activities, dance classes and badminton coaching. She is paying fees for badminton coaching and dance classes on basis of monthly basis. 1 month fees for dance classes, this. 1 month fees for badminton coaching, 1,750. So 1 month fees of both the activities will be, we will add these two numbers. That is 6,250. Now, if she is spending 6,250 for a month, she will spend total expenditure of her in the 2 activities of 1 year. 1 year means 12 months. 12 months, we will multiply 6,250 with 12. That is 75,000 rupees. So, our next question is question number 9. The budget for a birthday party was 50,000 rupees. A birthday party is going to be held and the budget has been decided, that is 50,000 rupees. Now, out of this 50,000 rupees, 17,500 rupees was spent on refreshment. Obviously, birthday is there, refreshment must be there in the party. So, 17,500 rupees was spent on the refreshment and 25,750 rupees was given to the event management company. This birthday is going to be organized by an event management company and the fees for it was 25,750 rupees, that is given out of the 50,000 rupees. Okay. And 4,580 was given away as tips to the various workers. Some of these workers are working very well. So the tips has been given 4,580 rupees. Okay. The balance was given for the charity. The balance we are left with after every expenditure, after these 3 expenses like refreshment, fees for the event management company and the tips. After these 3 expenses, the balance we are left with is given for the charity. Now, find out the amount given for charity. The balance we are left with is given to the charity, so we need to find the balance we are left with. This is very simple. We are having 50,000 rupees budget. Out of that 50,000 rupees, 3 expenses have been made: the refreshment, the fees for event management company and the tips. So we will find the total expenditure, the total money we have spent on 3 of the activities or 3 of the things. Then we will subtract that sum from the total budget 50,000 rupees. So after that subtraction we will get the balance we are left with and that balance is given for the charity. That will be the particular answer. So let's start with the solution. expenditure made on, first of all, what is the total budget? Total budget we are having, total budget for party we are having 50,000 rupees. That is rupees 50,000. Now total expenditure made on three of the things: refreshment, event management company and tips. Total expenditure was 17,500 rupees on refreshment, 25,750 rupees on the fees of event management company, and last 4,580 rupees for the tips given to the various workers. So total money we have spent rupees, we need to add all the numbers. So total money we have spent is rupees 47,830. So out of the total budget 50,000 rupees, this much money have been already spent. So what we are left with now? How we will find? We will subtract this expenditure from the total budget. Okay. So the balance will be 50,000 minus 47,830. Subtract the two numbers. Whatever the difference you will get, that is the amount we are left with now. So we are left with 2,170 rupees. 2,170 rupees are left. 50,000 was budget. This much amount have been spent on three of the activities: the refreshment, the event management company, the tips. 47,830 rupees have been spent. The money we are left with 50,000 minus 47,830, that is 2,170. So money given for charity. This is the balance we are having, and this balance has been given for the charity. So money given, final statement we have to give, money given to the charity is equals to rupees 2,170. Understood? So our next question is, find the smallest number that should be added to 3,485 so that it is exactly divisible by 65. Look, one thing is very clear from the question, that this number 3,485 is not exactly divisible by 65. You need to add something, add some number in this 3,485 so that it becomes completely divisible by 65. Okay. To check that, you need to divide this number with 65 first. Okay, let's do this. Let's first divide these numbers to check what should be added. Divide the number, divide 3,485 by 65. 3,485 is the dividend written inside the column, and 65 is the divisor written here. Now divide it. 65 5s are 325. Subtract. 8 minus 5 is 3. 4 minus 2 is 2. Write down the next digit, that is 5. Now 65 3s are 195. 5 minus 5 is 0. 23 minus 19 will be 40. Look, this 3,485 is not completely divisible by 65. Remainder is coming, that is 40. This 40 is extra. if this 40, look, 40 is not divisible by 65, so it is not completely divisible. What number should be there so that it will become divisible by 65? If this 40 will become 65, then you can say 65 is divisible by 65. To make this 40 as 65, what you will do? What number should be added to 40 so that it will become 65? It will be 25. You can find the difference so that you can get that 40 plus 25 will become 65. If it will be 65, it will be completely divisible by this number. So this is very clear, very simple. 40 is extra, it is not divisible by 65. You need to make this 40 divisible by 65. For that you need to add something to this 40 so that it becomes 65, and that is 25. Look, to find the number, we will find the difference. 40 is the remainder here, 40 is the remainder. That is not divisible by 65. So after 40, multiple of 65 is 65 only. So what should be added to 40? What should be added to 40 so that it becomes 65? Required number will be 65 minus 40, that is 25. Answer is 25. If you will add 25 to this 40, it will become 65, and 65 will be completely divisible by 65 when you will divide the number. Basically, 25 is not being added to this number. 25 is being added to this number. But if this will become 25 extra, here the remainder will be 65, and that will be divisible by 65. So that's it. This is it for today. We have done division algorithm and some of the questions from innings 2.2. Practice all the question, practice more, then only you can solve the questions. If you are having any doubt, if you will have any doubt, we will communicate through communication app or the school application. So that's it for today. Have a nice day all of you. We will meet tomorrow.